T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Woo! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Friday Night Live Drinks with Shane. You guys know what you got to do. Make sure you got your beverage handy in your hand. Get ready to sit down as I sit down with a fellow beer tuber, and we sit and discuss his channel, find out a little bit about his life. We're probably going to cut tonight's live a little bit short tonight. I'm only going to go until 9 o'clock. That's 2 hours at least. I mean, you guys, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. It'll be fine. We'll have lots to talk about. Anyway. So for those of you who don't know, tonight's guest is a fellow YouTuber from down in the U.S., that's for sure. Very talented guy that we'll talk about in a little bit, what his special talent is. But let's welcome to the stage, Paul from PA Brew News. There he is. And the crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild. How are you this evening, Paul?
Nice to be here. Thank you. Yeah,
sure,
well, we're here. I made it.
Yeah, like I said, we've talked a couple times on other people's lives, maybe on mine. This is just nice to actually just sit down and get to know Paul a little bit better, because I kind of know him, but don't know him very, very well. So this is a good opportunity for that. So just so everybody knows, Paul is not feeling the best today.
Nope.
So if we go a little bit shorter than 9, maybe I'll just grab somebody from the audience and have you guys pop in, depending on how Paul goes. But that's all right. So let's, I've only got a couple there. All right, I'll go through the couple. All right, here they are. Ready? Vanessa says hi. Vanessa also says hi.
Vanessa says hi.
It just says hi. The intro was nice. Thank you, Vanessa. I worked hard on that. I had to steal certain things. You might recognize the Infinity Stone thing, but still, it's pretty cool. And she is sitting at the trekking yard, so water only until I get home. Oh, it's okay. Drink the water for now, and when you get home, I know you're going to jump on and just have a great old time. And she's saying hi to you, Paul. I felt like trash the past 2 weeks, but better today. Well, Paul's trying to get better. He's having a hard time getting better.
Yep.
That's for sure. Okay, so what's the best way to cure sickness? Everybody knows. Drink alcohol, right? So, Paul, you have a beer there. There. Why don't you do a quick review of that, and I'll give you the full screen here, sir.
I have a very full glass and hashtag proper glassware, because it is Sammy Smith's organic chocolate stout from Suffolk, England, renowned for their water, to give their minerality in their water, that classic taste in their brews. These are brewed still in the Yorkshire squares, the live open vat squares. This is I believe 5%. Let's see if we can find the old ABV. 5% organic chocolate stout. So let's and it looks like it would be a beautiful beer in a nice cask, especially in the proper glassware. This has tradition written all over. Let's get a sip and a swallow, I guess they say. Cheers. I just automatically went by the nose because there's no point. So let's get into the taste bit. Nice beer. It's a bit thin, but it's a 5% organic stout. It's going to be a little bit more on the thin side, more quaffable, as they say. Definitely has a beautiful roasty toasty tonality. There's definitely a copper excuse me, copper cone tonality in the middle bit of the beer. Earthiness all the way back down from those traditional earthy, the minerality of the water plus those fungal hops and stuff, giving you that nice earthiness and that copper cone tonality mixing into there. Really nice beer there. Little bit of a nice sweet, not as sweet as some of the American hops or the American chocolate malts give you, but a nice little bit of sweet chocolate as well. So you're not getting gypped out of that chocolate tonality as sometimes you can get in beers where they don't deliver the chocolate. It is there. There's a little bit of sweetness in there. It doesn't taste clawing or fake or anything like that. It blends beautifully with the beer. There's a nice soft carbonation, so it's nice, smooth, and pillowy, and definitely a drink that I could slam quite a few of these. And because the fact that it's very balanced, there's a nice bitter tonality from that nice, again, those nice English hops, but then that nice roasty, toasty malt base. It doesn't get overly clawing, overly sweet, and it's a nice little beer. I just wish I could have the proper size full 550 bottles. This is the I think it'll be 11.2 for the American audience, but they used to come in the big proper size bottles, which fits beautifully in a proper size glass like this. So I had to open a second one to fill it to the brim, because if you're going to do it the right way, you fill it up. So cheers.
That's right.
I definitely like this.
Well, that sounds pretty damn good to me, Paul. I like that. And like you said, it's only like 5%, right? So nice.
Yeah, 5%.
Pound down a couple of those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I like the sounds of that.
Yeah.
But that's saying perseverance helps us get through the illness. And of course, she says a stout. Lovely choice.
Yep.
We also had, while you were doing your review, Ginger Yeti Road Beers is in the house. Anderson, my man. I wish I could watch this live, but he's at the Cleveland Winter Beer Fest. He will check out the replay next week. Have a great time at the Beer Fest, Anderson. That sounds like a great time. Anderson saying PA Brew News has the best background music in his videos.
Yeah.
It's true. That is true.
Right.
The incredible shrinking packages all across items we buy is sucky. Yes, that is true. They go up just a little bit in price, but the package gets smaller all the time. So it's kind of like you're getting less for more all the freaking time.
Less fat Oreos. The package is cut in half, and they charge you double.
Yeah,
they're less fat because you get less of them.
Yeah, I mean, I should be the one to decide if I want less fat, right? Give me just give me the regular old Oreos. You know, if I decide I need to go for a diet Oreo, I'm going to go for the diet Oreo, but don't make me pay through the nose for it.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to diet, why are you buying Oreos?
That's true. That is true. That's an excellent point. That would be my kind of diet. I mean, I'm not a really big guy anyway, so I never have to worry about losing weight. But if I was going to go on a diet, I think diet Oreos. I think I'd go that way.
The Oreo diet.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that could be a new thing. Hey, we could probably market that, Paul, because there's so many diet things like, hey, try this diet. Hey, this try. We'll call it the PA Oreo super weight loss reduction plan or something. I don't freaking know. We'll call it something really cool. I just think it would be fun doing Oreos. All right, guys. So I'm going to do something a little wild, a little crazy. I'm not going to start with a beer today. I'm even going to leave you up on there, Paul. Just I want to see your face when I start doing this. As you guys know, I have quite a well-stocked bar back here that I don't use very often anymore. I used to be really big into cocktails, and tonight, you know what? I think I'm going to start off with something that one of my favorites when I go down to the islands. How about that? And I'm going to cheat a little bit, but I will give you guys a recipe on how to do it the easy way if you don't have what I have. So first of all, you need your shaker. Everyone needs a shaker, and this is the coolest shaker. I'll put it upside down. I don't know if you guys can read that. It says intoxicologist with a skull and crossbones on it. Kind of cool. And I just messed that up again, didn't I? Nope. No, there we go. Okay. Jeepers creepers. Okay. I thought it was fading out there on me again. Okay. So put some ice in there. I'm going to cheat a little bit. So you got your ice in your shaker. I got some nice Cuban rum here I got from when I was in Cuba back in the spring. And we're just going to free pour about 2 ounces or so. Yeah, that should be good. I like about 2. I like 2. You can put in 1. You can put in 1.5. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, whatever. Oh, and I'm just throwing stuff all over the place here now. And that's the wrong cap. Ah, damn it. Yes. I love it how organized I am when I do this. It is so awesome. Okay, and then to that this is where the cheating part comes in. I'm gonna use the Mr. and Mrs. T Pina Colada mix. I will tell you how to get this mix if you don't happen to have this handy in your area. I'm gonna smack that in there, slap a cap on it, or so, and make a big old freaking mess. Oh, that's what I'm sure I'm going to do because I put just a touchy too much in it, but that's all right. Shake vigorously. All right, pop that off. And here's the important part. Don't forget your strainer. Strainer on top. Slap it into a nice little hurricane-style glass. And there we go. One absolutely delicious cold Pinus alatus. Yes, I call it Pinus alatus.
Of bullets.
Pinus alatus. And I did have a there. This is gonna say I did have a straw. Gotta have the old bendy straw. All right, let's try this out. That's tasty. Now, I'm going to tell you a cheating way to make one of these guys if anybody's interested. If you don't have this Mr. and Mrs. T, God damn it, quit doing that. Quit doing that. God, I hate this phone. If you guys don't have this, the way I used to do it when we were at the bar, because we didn't have this at the bar that I used to work at. So what you're going to do is do your 2 ounces of rum, put some pineapple juice in there. 2 ounces of Malibu rum, coconut rum. With some pineapple juice, and get like the can whipped cream, the squirty one. Put a whole bunch of that in there, shake that up, and that'll make it nice and creamy. So there you go. So there's a nice quick little way to make a Pinus alatus, which I absolutely love. These are great. And if you want to get really fancy, of course I don't have one. No, I don't. Sit and look. Okay, let's get back to these just burning comments I got sitting here.
Burning.
There's a whole bunch here. Burning. Brisket on the smoker early Sunday morning. Okay. Yeah, I know what you meant, Vanessa. Brisket in the smoker. I knew what you meant. It's all good. Let's go to Vanessa's house. And she received 2 large titanium straws in the mail today. Good idea, because this little piece of plastic I got here is actually illegal up here. But that's okay. I've had it for quite a while.
Illegal up there. That's a thing.
Yeah, you cannot buy plastic straws up here anymore.
You have to import them.
Yes.
Smuggle them in.
I had it before they got banned. I bought a whole package of them.
We were just in Jim Thorpe. We were in Jim Thorpe, and there was a couple places that were using pasta straws called Pasta Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They might even hold up better than that would hold up better than the
the people that were even giving it to us and stuff we were talking to, they're like those paper straws or whatever, that was just garbage. Like, these are actually really nice.
That's kind of interesting, actually. I might have to look into that. Did you see there was a video of, there was one guy, he was at a baseball game. I think this went viral maybe back in the summer or something like that. And he was using a hot dog in his beer. Like, he cut out a hole in the middle of the hot dog and was drinking his beer through the hot dog.
Oh my God. There was but that was an old joke though. Like, this is how people that drink Bud Light drink their milk, and it's a hot dog and the thing, and yeah. Oh, really? So I've seen that quite a bit, and that was I wouldn't I suck Frankfurters is not something I want to advertise unless I was in a trendy gay club on the south side. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I don't know why I just remembered that, but yeah, the guy trying to drink.
I did have a beer that was brewed with hot dogs.
Oh,
and
really?
it was a Pilsner, and it was in collaboration with the gas station chain around here. That's like one of those really cool gas station chains where it's like you can get whatever you want, made order food and the whole deal. And it was brewed with hot dogs. And it was a Pilsner, but the thing is, the Pilsner with that nice earthy pepperiness that the Pilsner hops and stuff like that, I was like, this is actually really freaking good. So I bought, and the nice thing was, it was like they were 16-ounce cans, and they were selling for like $7.99 a 4-pack. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish I could get stuff that cheap here.
We usually can't, but because it was a special thing, they sold it at their stores for really cheap, and I bought a lot.
Right. Oh, I got the wrong account on here. Yeah, you're an idiot. No wonder I can't find anything. I am
You can't
so
find
messed
it.
up today. Yeah, I am
I think
so
it's
messed
just
up today.
because it's me. It's my fault.
No, it's not you at all. Okay, we've got this all says large silicone straws on hand, smoothie size, so you can suck up those smoothies. Are they big enough for bubble tea though? Because bubble tea straws are really, really big.
Yeah, they are. I got life straws. I should just get drunk and use them at like an imperial stout. And just
Oh my god, that would be friggin' that would be insane using a life
I'm
straw.
trying to survive, guys. I got these imperial stouts. I need to bring out my light straw. My life straw.
That's pretty funny. Got Drew in the house as well. What's up, my man?
Hey, Drew.
What's going on? But yeah, it's yeah. You know what the problem is with these kind of drinks? Too sugary.
They are sweet.
A lot of sugar in that. That's why
When I
I mean
used
I
to
would.
drink,
That's why I don't recommend this.
When I used to drink the mixed drinks, it was usually bourbon mixed with ice.
Okay.
That was usually my mixed drink choice.
Yep. There you go. Mixed with ice. Hey, that works.
Yep.
I
There
do
was
like a nice bourbon.
There was a bar when I lived in Berwick or Berwick, where I grew up, and I saw a thing of Dewards up on the shelf, and I'm like, "What? This is kind of a dive bar. Like, what are you doing with Dewards?" And they said an old guy came here all the time. He loved that, so he bought it for him, and then he passed away, so nobody drinks it. I said,
Right.
How much a glass? He goes, mixed drinks are $1.50 a glass. I said, well, okay, well, I'll take one. And it was a beer mug full of it for $1.50. A beer mug
God,
full.
really?
Like, I was like, take the bottle down. We're doing this right now. I drank the whole damn bottle. I was like, here's money. Just take money. I'm fine with it. Let's do this.
Yeah, really, right? Holy crap.
Yeah. I was in my 20s and it was time to go. So we went.
That's awesome.
We went
$1.50,
hardcore style.
Christ. Got Brian the beer snob in the house as well. Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers.
What are you drinking, Brian? I'm drinking a very sugary pina colada that I'm not happy with.
Pina coladas.
I'm getting caught in the rain. Oh, see, there's a song I should have learned on my guitar. Jesus Christ. Just for today, I should have learned that.
Mm.
I mean, I did not have
Apparently, the author of that song doesn't actually like them, but it gets
really?
bought them all the time. Yes.
Well, if it's gonna sell records, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't much matter. That's for sure. All right, so let's talk a bit about your channel here, Paul.
All right.
When did you start? When did you start your channel? I don't even know when you started.
Well, let me hold the fuck up. I don't know if you're who you're talking to. I'm kind of a big deal. All right. So let me start off by letting you know that I have a very, how do you say, like, I have a title and I have an award that's going on, been a long time, and I don't think anyone's going to ever take that award away from me, or achievement, or however you want to say this. I am the longest running active beer tuber on YouTube that is under 1,000 subscribers. I was a born loser, and no one's ever going to take that away from me.
What's your subscriber count at? Just ballpark.
I think it's like right now it's the highest it's ever been. It's at like 943, which is amazingly high, and I really appreciate everybody that subscribes and watches them and stuff. I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm an
12
OG.
years. Wow.
I'm an OG. I'm one of the OGs, not the OGs, but I'm one of the OGs.
Right.
And 12 years I've been going. Yeah, pretty cool. Met a lot of great people.
I did not realize you'd been around that long. I thought maybe I knew you've been around. I knew you've been around longer than me. You've been around longer than me. I knew that. But I was thinking maybe 5-6 years. I thought you maybe had 2 or 3 years on me.
No, I've got well
years.
over a decade going. Yeah, I've been here for quite a long time. I'm like that thing, you cut it out, but it grows back, and it cut it out, but it grows back. I mean, I'm that kind of thing. I'm just here on the beer tube. I'm a boil on the beer tube ass, and I'm just here, and I keep filling back up again. But no, I've been doing this for 12 years now. I've spent
Shit.
I probably spent $1 million just doing beer reviews
Oh,
and
probably.
drinking beer on the channel over this year. And
For sure.
a couple people have sent me some really cool beer mails, and I really appreciate it. Matt P being one of them that sent me a few times. Tom A sent me one. I know a couple peers. Adam Mersey Beers sent me some stuff, and I really appreciate that. The Big Joe, the Troll America, the Beer Patrol. So, I mean, obviously he's got 1 million subscribers already. He started about 5 or 6 years ago. If you're not subscribed to the Beer Patrol, you need to be, because Joe's amazing. And there's a couple of us. If you haven't checked it out, so I don't know if you guys intermingle completely, but there's a couple other Canadian people you should definitely check it out. Lee Russell, the Hoagley's Beer Reviews. If you haven't been subscribed from him, he's definitely an OGer. His channel stopped a long time ago, so he's not active anymore. But Maxwell Starr.
I used to work with him. I used to work with the albino rhino. Yeah.
I'm sorry. And the Maxwell Starr for one of them. Definitely a really cool beer tuber, still active in the Canadian area. I used to go to the Albino Rhino Beer Fest now and again back in the day, 2014, 13, and stuff like that, and a couple other times. So, and Off the 10th, if you haven't checked out Chris's channel yet, Off the 10th.
Yeah, Chris is great. I've gone out and had lunch with Chris. He's great guy.
Now, I haven't been off the 10th, but I was on the 10th. So I've met Chris.
There you go.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, definitely like Chris.
Yeah, but I've been doing this for about 12 years, and I have another channel we'll talk about later called PA Outdoors Couple. And I told my new fiance here, I said, we'll hit 500 subscribers on that before I hit 1,000 on this. And we just started that channel a little bit ago. And so far, it looks like I'll be accurate.
Nice.
So at least
So I want to get down to this one comment here, but I want to hit Brian's here because it's up there.
Yeah.
We need to fix that.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming he's talking about you being under 1,000. So the comment I want to get to is I'm assuming this is for you, Paul, from Anderson. Also, how many times have you received a DMCA copyright for the music in your reviews?
I have a few copyrights. Some of them, there's layers of copyrights. There is a white copyright that just restricts your music in some countries and stuff. No big deal.
Right.
It doesn't actually happen that much because I do not use digital music anymore like I used to when I first started. I use analog only. Everything you hear behind me is an original vinyl.
Okay.
So there's a vinyl playing in the background, and certain I did notice that newer vinyls and new algorithms pick up even the analog music, but a lot of the music that I do play, the analog, if you played like the digital version, it'll pick it up immediately, but the analog, it just doesn't pick it up. So
Really?
a lot of times I just play vinyls. I used to play cassettes. I play vinyls now. It's just me chilling out in my house, so I don't really care. There are a few times where I hit, there's a big, I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's a big triangle, warning, you copyright bastard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a couple of
I've got one of those ones.
Yeah, and what they'll do is they'll probably just remove the audio from your video or whatever, so I just delete it or whatever. But it doesn't really ever happen very often because a lot of the stuff I play is generally unknown bands, or they're just obscure enough or distorted enough where it doesn't really show up. Right. The most annoying copyright, I don't know, I'll put this out here right now. I have another channel that I've had for about 15 years now called Wolf Slayer Records. It's called now on YouTube. It's all my black metal stuff. I've been a black metal musician, death metal, stuff like that since 1996. So quite a long time. There is a copyright thing that this group called the Orchard Group will be like, this is our music. It's an original piece that I made myself and I uploaded it, and they'll copyright it, and they won't contact you back. You can't fight them, and all of them, if you're getting revenue from this, it all goes to the Orchard Group. I don't know. I don't understand. It must be some kind of, honestly, because it's so shady, I'd have to assume that YouTube actually owns the Orchard Group and it's done on purpose. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Maybe, yeah. That kind of makes sense, I guess, doing it that way.
But that's a great question, and I hope I gave you a good answer.
For sure. Now, I've only ever had, I think, one or two of the triangles.
Mhm.
And one of them was for my episode 500, and it was for the song Thriller, but only it was they banned my video in Russia because that song's in it. Nowhere else. They banned it in Russia, and I'm like, I don't have any Russian subscribers, so I don't care.
There you go. Ta-da!
But I thought that was the weirdest thing. I'm like, you banned my video because of a song that I have in it, but it's good everywhere else in the world apparently.
There's another one where I've seen it. It says it'll say copyright, and then underneath it it'll say like the author or whatever gives you allowance, like is okay for you to use it. Right. Like it'll be like, just want you to know this is copyrighted, but you're totally cool. I'm like, well, whatever. Should have told me in the first one, but that's fine.
Or you'll occasionally get one where it says, this is copyright music and you can't monetize this video.
Right.
Yeah, cool. I'm not monetized. I won't be monetized for 20 years, so I don't care.
Exactly. Like I've always been demonetized, so I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, maybe a couple of years.
The only thing that I would worry about, because of essentially what YouTube is, and I don't know if you have other comments you want to get to, but let me say this. Maybe I'll say this quicker.
No, we're good.
YouTube doing this beer review thing, it didn't seem like it at the time. Now that I look back on it, I see it. It's a vlog of my life.
Okay.
Like I've been doing this for 12 years. Really. I watched my kids grow up in my reviews. Like they would come in and like, Dad, or whatever, like when they were babies, or like run in, or I was doing daddy daycare and they would like pick them up in the video when I'm doing stuff, or doing homebrew reviews. So I homebrew too. And they would be running around helping me put hops in or stir the thing. And it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, so the only thing that I would hope doesn't happen is my channel ever being taken down where I can't watch those videos. I don't care if no one else can watch the videos, but for me, that's something I can always look back on.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And that's cool. Like I said, I've had my youngest boy in a couple of my videos, but usually he's off camera. Usually he's like throwing me a towel, or he used to anyway, before he got too old and too cool for Dad, Yeah,
right.
Because he just turned 18 yesterday, and he's like 6'3", so he's like up here, right? But it's cool. Like you said, it's really cool to be able to go back in your videos and see, like I said, even like your friends, like maybe a friend you haven't seen in a long time that was on the show, or your kids, and just watch them grow up. Like I know for me, one of the most exciting things, well, not that I'm a big fan of Facebook anyway, but every day I check my memories, and it'll go back and it'll go show you like, the past 20 years stuff you posted on Facebook or whatever. And I really love seeing those videos that I totally forgot about of my kid when he was, 4 years old.
Right.
And it just makes your heart warm.
Right now. Oh no, I was in England. I was in Harry Meadows' house, Blue Nose Beer Reviews. So if you haven't checked out Blue Nose Beer Reviews, please do subscribe. He's also one of the brewers and stuff over at Ramsgate, I believe Ramsgate or Ramsbury Brewing Company in England now. I was sitting in his house, and one of my Founders Breakfast Stout videos came on, right? And then my little baby Rowan just walks into the camera and like starts talking, like picks the beer up and like hands it to me and that kind of thing. And I'm like, nope, don't do it. Don't stop crying. Like, nope, suck it up. Like it was one of those moments. I was like, oh, don't do this. Cause like normally it wouldn't bother me, but then I realized like that, I was like, they're 10,000 miles away. Like in that separation, like I was like, whoa, fuck, whoa, no, don't do that. Yeah, that was funny.
Right, for sure. So Vanessa says she added your channel PA Outdoors Couple, which I have not checked out. I will do that though. Let me write it down. Fuck.
We upload every Monday and Friday. Hopefully, we keep that train a going. We end the weekend and start the week with an upload. We just did a little hike to the abandoned ruins of the Lake Lee Dam in Ricketts Glen State Park, which is about 35 minutes away from my place. So it was a nice snowy hike too, which is nice.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got Ray in the house too from the Alkanauts. What's going on? We also have Dave's TV as well. Cheers, sir. And Vanessa saying videos do capture the progress of life. Yeah, like I said, Vanessa, that's like when I go back in my old like Facebook memories every day. It's just cool to see or even just like see a post that a friend had tagged you in from like 20 years ago, that you're like, oh my god, I haven't talked to that guy in forever. Whether he just drift apart, or the guy ends up being a dick,
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So speaking of young videos, it's actually pretty funny because that kind of segues into a little video I have for you guys. I don't even know if I want to show this to you. It's terrible. So I was going through some old videos of stuff. I knew I was going to be doing the cocktail today, and way, way, way back in the day, when I was bartending, I used to work for Greg Fruin. I don't know if anybody knows who Greg Fruin is. Greg Fruin is the international grand champion of magic. How did he get that title? He has won every single award a magician can win. So I worked at the bar in his theater for a couple of years. And so I started learning some flair bartending and stuff. So here's here's a video of a very young me after about 4 months of doing flair. And it's actually shot right here where I'm standing. But as you will see in the video, it looks nothing like this because this has all been renovated. So I'll give you a quick look at this. It's a good chance to grab another beer if you want, Paul.
Yeah, go full screen. Perfect.
It's about, I think it's about 2 minutes long or something like that. So if you want to grab a quick beer while they're watching this, here's Shane, a very young Shane from, I think this is 18 years ago. So let's check this out.
Wow.
So there you go. That's a very young, and what a difference this bar looks like compared to that video. Holy crap. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. What's that Dave saying here? Can't wait for retirement and have long hair like your guest. There you go. Everybody's aspiring to be like Paul.
There you go. Life goals. #failure.
Right? Vanessa's saying she's been white-haired for 20 plus years now. So since you were 29?
You can't tell, but there is a shit ton of grays in my hair now. The original Undertaker reds are coming out, because I used to dye my hair black all the time because of the death metal bands, but now like my auburns and reds are coming back out like the old Undertaker look. But now there's so many fucking grays coming out too, because I am Irish in descent, but my sister's way more red than I am. I don't know why, but she's just like full like, oh look, you're Irish, and I'm like, I just look like a, an Irishman that went to Germany for a while and then had sex with a Viking.
There you go. That's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate, actually. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got my man Blue Ice in the house as well. Go ahead.
No,
back to this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go back? Oh, you're saying hi. I thought you said hang on.
Honestly, Brian, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, oh, I'm watching Casino, or I'm watching Cocktail right now. Like, this is happening.
Yeah, I used to be fancy. Pretty cool. I could not do such. Yes, you could, Vanessa, because I'm a moron and I can do it, okay? Ray's saying, dude, Dave, Shane, you're a fucking stud. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.
Good stud.
Ray, I identified as a long-haired person.
There you go.
If you know Ray, Ray is bald.
Okay.
Ray is He's fairly. He's not completely bald, but he's mostly bald. How about that? Let's put it up like
Yeah.
that.
My
Everybody's
dad
saying
told
hi
me
to
a long
Brian.
time ago. He said, if I knew I was going to be bald by 23, I would have had hair down to my ass. So I stopped cutting my hair when I was a kid, and then boom, mine never fell out.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Like I said, I used to have long hair when I was in like my 20s. I should have a picture of that on here. I should have thought of that.
See?
Because that's because I just had like the mullet, like the mullet, and then
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
just the dirty stash. It was the mullet
Yeah.
and the dirty stash, right? It was
Nice.
terrible. I mean, but that was like the 90s, right? Like that was the look, I guess.
Oh, Brian, that's okay because then you can smash fruit with a giant hammer. That's okay.
That's right. That's right.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with Gallagher.
No.
Nothing wrong with Gallagher at all. So Sam, all the way from Australia, short and stout beer reviews. Shane, cheers, and what a dirtbag of a guest you have there.
Yeah,
Cheers,
absolutely.
Paul.
Cheers, Sammy.
Paul's okay. He's
Love you,
okay.
brother.
Sam's great. Sam's great.
Yeah.
I've been I'm so far behind on your videos, Sam. I apologize. I will catch up. I did watch one the other night that was pretty good though.
Yeah,
All
Sam. I think last time one of the ones I saw, Sam said, Paul's just a fake American. He's actually a real-blooded Australian. So I was like, well, there you go.
That's a compliment, though, right?
There it is.
For sure. There you go.
Actually, Sammy's on a big old trip down, and like he's on a bus or whatever, driving to Melbourne or something. So he's watching a lot of live streams and stuff on the trip.
Well, you might as well. Nothing else to do when you're on the bus,
That's
right?
something to fucking do for sure.
That's what I mean. Hey, Vanessa's saying Paul is awesome. There you go. See?
That's awesome.
He's just awesome. Paul is awesome.
It's awesome.
All right, time for Shane to crack another beer.
Yeah, and
I'm not,
time for me to say fuck it because I had 2 beers and I'm going to take some more medicine anyway. But here's the beer that I bought for the stream.
Okay, well you're gonna drink it, right? Or are you gonna save it? Okay, I'll give you the screen here then. You can do it because I'm kind of excited about this. I'm excited.
So this is Lost Abbeys. All right, let's focus. Lost Abbeys.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, guys, sorry for my internet reception. I live in the middle of nowhere. And this is a Gnôle d'Abbey. So Noel d'Abbey. This is a holiday brown ale from 2019. And it is coming in at a very sessionable, where is it? If I can find it. I think it's 10.5. So it's a nice sessionable beer.
You had me at brown. As soon as you said brown, you had my attention.
Yep. Nice sessionable brown ale. So actually 8.5, but from Lost Abbey, who makes very nice stuff. I had a Lost Abbey Teku that was very sexy. And I still remember the day that I moved my phone and the cable took it and went, woo, and just smash on the ground.
Oh, no. Oh,
and
no.
I got that in Paulsville, Washington, so I wasn't going to be able to just pick another one up around here. I obviously
look
lost
at the gun smoke. Look at the gun smoke off of that. That was great.
Look at the barrel smoke, cannon smoke. But obviously, Lost Abbey's not from Washington. But I was actually there at my girlfriend at the time. I was visiting her in Paulsville, Washington. We were having a little weekend of pleasure, and we went to the Marina Market in Paulsville, Washington. Well, by the way, anybody should go to Paulsville because it's actually one of the nicest places I've ever been. And the Marina Market had so much damn food from around the world, snacks from around the world, and beer. I spent $510 the first day I went there.
Oh,
and
my
I went,
God.
hey, how much is that? And then he's like, you can put stuff back. I said, you rang it up. I'm put it on. So here we go. Look at that beautiful, beautiful brown ale. There's a nicotration in the glass, so I can see a little bit of streaming carbonation here, but you can definitely see it on that rocky top. There's a nice little puff of carbonation, letting it vent a little bit. Already, I get a lot of dark fruits. This is from 2019. It's had a lot of time to sit and age. So brown bread, brown sugars, dark fruits, hint of clove. Nose is a little bit wonky, so it's not as forefront as I wish it would be, but it's still there. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. 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 Very ni A little bit of sharp phenol alcohols kind of coming from that 8.5, so it's nice. Kind of brightens it up a little bit. Cheers. Mm. Mm. I like the fact that it's dry. It's got all this nice caramel, brown sugars, like that kind of nice burnt brown bread tonality, a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of that clove, but it's a nice dry beer. It doesn't get anywhere clawing, so you can just kind of get wafted away by all those nuances and just keep on sipping, keep on sipping. So right now, like I said, it's a little bit died back. I haven't been feeling great. I'm on like 4 days now of just the but it's strong enough to power through those little problems that I'm having right now and still give me a nice drinking experience. It's definitely something to check out from Lost Abbey. Cheers.
Yeah, that sounds bloody fantastic, man. That's right up my alley. I do like a nice brown, and I don't get a lot of them up here. And the ones I get up here are like 50-50. Some of them are, pretty damn good, and then the other ones are like, yeah, you're wasting my time with this.
The nice one about this, it's a $7.50. It's only $9 a bottle.
No, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, because one of the beers that they do sell there over at the place near me, it's actually near my new job. I actually changed jobs here recently, which it gives me the chance to do like stuff at night because I've never had a day shift job before, so that's weird. Right. But Terrible from Unibrew. I don't know if you ever had that one, but it's amazing. That's actually $12 a bottle. So it's a little bit more ABV, but it's so good. They actually have a case of it there still, the 750s. I'm actually going to see what they want to charge for a case because I'm just going to buy a goddamn case. Because
might as well, right?
It's like 2016 or something, 17. It's already aged. It's already amazing. So I'm just going to buy a case. Why not?
Right. Here's Ray. Wow, $9.50 US is like $87.50 Canadian.
There you go. Exactly. I remember.
Close.
Do you remember it was like 8 years ago or something like that? We had this crazy shift in where everything dropped like 30% overall. So I mean, like $1 was $7. It was something ridiculous. It was very short, but it was ridiculous. And what a great time to be an American, just to have fun with my buddies and just joke all the time about like, oh, was that $50 Canadian? So it was like 33 cents American, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it was funny. Yeah. But then there was a time where they were above us for a little bit too, and it was nice that they could joke back and forth because it's all ribbing. It's not actually making fun of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't rib your friends, or give them the business about certain things, it's that's what being friends are.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Dave CV, jumping in the shower. Don't worry, bringing you with me.
That's all right.
Don't tell Drew that. Drew will get really jealous, Dave.
And then it's nice because you won't chafe because the water keeps it going.
That's right.
That's a whole other joke. Yeah. I'm actually, if the last couple live streams I've done, I'm very reserved. I don't feel so good today either, so I'm extra reserved. But normally I'm saying punch fucking nuns and doing lots of weird shit and saying all things like that. So I mean, like, I've been very, very unconspicuous or whatever you want to say. Like the last couple ones, I haven't been as audacious as I usually am. I'm a little more reserved and eloquent.
No, and like you said, you weren't feeling well, so I mean, you're a little bit off your game, right? So.
Yeah, I'm like this, but you know what? It's one of those things I told whatever his name is before we started. Oh, Shane. It's one of those. Yeah, I know. I said I'd come, and as long as I could make it, I'm gonna make it, and I did. So, perfect. And thank you for, again. I don't know if I said this enough, but thank you for bringing me on.
Oh, for sure. It's a pleasure, Paul. And it's like I said, you're one of the guys I've always wanted to just sit down and talk to, because our interactions have been kind of short, just on lives and stuff. We haven't actually got to sit down and interact a little bit. So it's nice to, like I said, just to sit and, like I said, learn about your channel. I didn't realize you've had your channel that long. So, I learned something new, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm just going to zip through these really quick, and then we're going to get.
My quality's gone up as far as videos over the years too. You should see some of my new or earlier ones. Jesus Christ.
That's horrible. Like any of us. That's like any of us. They're all bad. So Vanessa's saying, "Sing it, Dave," and Ray just saying, "Hey, Dave, ooh, where is Brew? He was here. You know Drew. He only kind of half watches my lives because you guys know. I don't have to explain it to
He's
you.
doing reviews and stuff.
Yeah. Vanessa's saying, my new shower tower. Do you have a shower tower? I love those things. They're fantastic.
What is a shower?
I wish I had a shower tower. That's like when it's got like it's a. So let's say this is your shower wall, like where your shower head would go. So it's got like the shower head, and then it's got all the jets that come down it as well.
Oh,
so it'll do your whole back. Some of them also have like they have the shower head, but they also have like a really wide opening, and it's like a waterfall instead. So you can turn on like a waterfall instead of like a shower.
I did see the ones with like the waterfall thing. That's crazy.
Those are great. I would love to have, like I said, I would love to have that combo because I know you can get the waterfall with the shower head, so you can choose between which one you want.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's
really cool.
That's news to me. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I thought a shower tower was one of the ones when you were a kid, you kept on trying to do that exercise where you put the towel on and it kept flexing, and you kept flexing to get it. Like the shower tower. It's really good. It's a little hint of what I used to be like when I wasn't.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanessa's saying rainfall, an upper and lower waterfall, 4 spray jets, and 4 high pressure jets. Great fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, hit it right there. I'm sure she's had a good time in that shower, for sure.
And the jets, and there you go. The jets are independently positioned too. So there you go.
Oh yeah, I mean, she knows what's going on, and she's got a bullwhip. Now look at that racing and the creaminess of the head too. Like, just look at that. I mean, that is just creamy and and the creaminess. Just like I forgot to mention a little bit of that Sammy Smith's. These traditional beers here, the creaminess of that head just kind of adds to that flavor, like compound, that drinkability, the body of it, without actually being nitroed, this or this. You know what I mean? So it's a nice experience. Bravo.
Like I said, it sounds really good. It definitely sounds better than what I'm drinking now. I went really super boring. I cracked the Rickards Red. Oh,
I forgot. I was going to tell you. I mean, if you're going to really drink a good beer for me, like as a nice thing for me, I would have said to get some kokanee.
Some kokanee.
Yeah.
I gotta for the get I can't even talk. The get together in July, I gotta bring a couple kokanees for TK because he doesn't like them. So I gotta bring him some because I know he doesn't like them.
I had kokanee for the first time in the Flying Saucer in Niagara Falls.
Oh yes. I think we talked about this before. I think yes.
Yes. Very, very, very drunk. The waitress. I think kokanee happened before the time I was so drunk that the waitress actually poured the beers for us that we brought and opened up at the table. She's like, "You can't have these here." I'm like, "Well, we're drinking them." You know, that kind of thing. And then she brought like cups out and poured all of our beers for us. They were thrust. From I think it was like who did Thrust? Was that Flying Monkeys?
No, that was Thrust. Great Lakes Brewery.
Great Lakes Thrust. But yeah, and she poured all the Thrust for us. It was fucking fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the saucer is the best.
Yeah. See, Ray's a local boy. He knows the saucer too.
Yeah.
And yeah, kokanee for TK. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Here's a question from Vanessa. What would be a nice, easy beer to buy for people who seem to crave Miller Lite? I was thinking a nice golden ale. Maybe you might be able to.
Too strong.
You know what? I'm always, anytime I'm in the States, I always gravitate towards. Don't get mad at me because I'm going to say it wrong. I always gravitate towards Youngling. I know it's pronounced Yingling. I know it's Yingling. I call it Youngling because it pisses all the Americans off when I do it. And that's the only reason I say Yingling.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Actually, Yingling is not Pennsylvania anymore to me. They opened in Florida. Once they got out of Pennsylvania, I'm a very Pennsylvania purist. You know what I mean? Like, don't piss me the fuck off, people. That kind of thing.
Right.
Props to Boston Brewing Company, even though they suck. I really don't like Boston Brewing Company. I mean, just because I don't really like their beers. It's not because I hate them or anything. But Latrobe. Latrobe is where they used to brew Rolling Rock, which is garbage anyway. But
Right.
Rolling Rock got bought up by something, and they shut down the plant. They closed the plant that was been brewed there for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
Penn Brewing Company that makes Iron City, the people that make Iron City, and they Boston Brewing Company reopened it, and people are working there again and bottling and doing brew. So good for them, and good for the local people too. So
Yeah,
there you go. But
yeah,
I'm not really a fan of Yinling. Actually, if here's a little insight on my channel. Yinling is my 5 marker. When I do my beer reviews, what's a 5 out of 10? What's a 7 out of 10? What's a this? Where do I put it on the scale of this and that? I always use Yinling as my stone, my pivot point, my fulcrum of where's the beer, So I mean, I think that's a kind of comical thing. I usually don't mention it, but like to me, it's that little comical thing about my channel.
Right. No, and I think anybody who does like a beer review channel of any kind, they have that marker at the halfway point, right?
Yeah.
I think they do. Like I said, I do mine at a 5. So my 2.5, sadly enough, is Coors Light. Only because I'll explain why. Because Coors Light is not a bad beer. Like you could give a Coors Light to anybody. Any beer drinker, you're not going to be happy about it half the time. Like, Coors Light, okay, but you drink it. So that's kind of like that's an everyday average beer that appeals to everybody.
Let me show you my Yinling idea. Yinling is good warm.
I have never had a warm one. Thankfully, when I go down there, I got guys like Dave and Brian.
I don't mean warm, right? Like not ice cold. You know what I mean? Like a nice, like soft, like cool, like it's set off on a table on a nice cool day, that kind of thing. Because I don't refrigerate any beer I drink. None of the beer that you've ever seen on my channel has ever been near a fridge. I put my beer in the oven where it's supposed to go.
Right.
I set it at 150 and I age it at 150. I am a beer reviewer. I'm not a beer drinker.
Right.
If you pull a beer out of an ice box and drink it, you're a beer drinker. I'm a beer reviewer. It's a little different, but you know what? Enjoy your beer. I don't care that you're a beer drinker. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I review everything. Nobody, and I try to explain this to people, and I don't mean to be a dick because I'm not trying to be. You don't test drive a car on a flat, smooth road.
Right.
And you don't drink a beer to rate its quality on its and put it in an ice box. You know what I mean? Like you take it out, you let it warm up, you see what's going on. Because one thing that I did notice growing up, and this is something growing up, I never drank beer growing up, is as soon as like you had to go do something for a while, like my buddies would go do something, my uncle or whatever would walk away, like pick it back up, go warmed up, dump it. Like nobody drank that beer if there was a cold one available. Like why? You know what I mean? And I'm like, and you drink it now, you go, oh, that's why. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow, like this, like right here, for example, I have a Pilsner here from Kolbitzer from Germany. They're owned by Wolters, and I'm sure Wolters is owned by somebody else because that's the world. But this beer is absolutely fantastic from the first sip to the last sip at any temperature. That's impressive. I find that impressive. Another beer that I can say, actually, to go with Kitty a little bit. Not exactly, but close. Narragansett is a great lager that drinks great any temperature. I don't know if you've ever heard of Narragansett, but they are like if you ever watched the movie Jaws, my favorite movie, Quint is drinking Narragansett beer in that movie.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying here, even brown ales would be fun to drink, but it's been difficult finding a beer to wean them off Miller. Yeah, like I said, the Youngling or the Rolling Rock or something like that, or maybe even if you can find a light session IPA of some kind that doesn't have that punch in the face hop to the punch in the face flavor, that might kind of get them going now. Or maybe a cream ale. Maybe a cream ale. Maybe
Oh
try a cream
yeah,
ale.
Jenny Cream. Yeah, get some Jenny Cream ale. 12 horse or something.
Genesee, yeah,
I'll tell
Genesee's
you what.
not bad.
With me, I am spoiled now. I'm very spoiled because there's a craft brewing company here called New Trail. If you watch my channel, I'm like the New Trail King on YouTube. Don't get credit
Right.
for it, but that's all right. I'm a jester anyway. But the New Trail released a beer, like a light lager drinker's beer called State Light. And it's just like Penn State. It's made to model the whole Penn State logo and all that. The logo, but the colors.
Right.
They want $8.99 a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans. $8.99 for a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans.
I can't get a 2-pack for $8.99 up here.
Yeah, it's cheap as shit.
That's a lie. I can get 3. I can get a 3-pack.
Okay. And it's cheap as shit. And again, because it's craftily brewed, it still tastes good warm. Warm, you know what I mean? At the end of it, still tastes good.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit. So now I can even, if I wanted to, I could drink a light beer that's still affordable and tastes great by a craft brewing company that's available all over my area. So I'm kind of spoiled. My biggest, they've been brewing, I think, since like 1870 or something, like 1898 or something like that. Even like a little bit less than Yidling is Straub's. Straub's Brewing Company from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. They make 3 beers essentially. And there's their amber, there's their lager, and there's a light lager. But now they make a couple extra different ones. And that one is a very local area. It's like back in the day, you used to need to go to Pennsylvania to get Yidling. Well, today you need to go to Western Pennsylvania to get Straub's. Like that's the the next step. So if you're ever in Western Pennsylvania, definitely pick up some Straub's because you're not going to be having a hard time. It's a good drinking beer.
Oh, for sure. It sounds good. Like I said,
it is good.
I'll try anything. I don't care. Even if it's a sour, which I don't like, I will try it. If somebody goes, hey, try this new sour. Okay. I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try anything. Because you never
with the sours, honestly, with the thing I hate about the sours the most, have you ever talked to many people about like the brewing community or as far as like the financial community, like the way craft beer is moving and stuff like that?
Not especially, no.
To me, this sour movement is detrimental because there's a lot of people like I like a good sour beer if you're making a sour beer to fit the style of a sour beer, but there's so many people now, craft brewing companies that are marketing beer to make sure it does not taste anything like the beer they're making. They make all these huge pastry stouts. I thought it was the pastry stouts at first that was going to do it, but the mango fruited seltzer bullshit, this and that, frosty smoothie as he drinks a pina colada. But I'm just saying, like, the thing is, I tried to explain this to my girl, tell this to my girl. She kind of got what I said. I said, you're marketing a whole subsection of your beers that you brew constantly to a consumer that doesn't care, that doesn't like beer, and doesn't technically care if your craft beer brewery closes because they can get something else fruited right next door.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's where the bubble is actually starting to pop a little bit with these fruited slushies, because everyone's doing slushies now. You don't need to be a craft brewing company to do an adult slushie. But we're still marketing to this giant demographic that doesn't care if your brewing company closes because we can get adult slushies now at the goddamn 7-Eleven.
Right.
And I think we need to start focusing more about the traditional beer drinkers again and almost have a renaissance of traditionalism and start the bubble over again.
Sure. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too bad. Oh, sorry. I wasn't ignoring you there, Josh. Josh, the malted gentleman's in the house. What is up, my friend?
Hi, Josh.
Okay, I'm running behind here for a second here, Paul, so I'm just going to run through these really quick.
Go for it. You got me
Dave
talking.
saying,
sorry.
No, it's all good. No, that's what you're here for, my friend. That's what you're here for. Dave saying, FU Winter Challenge comes out tomorrow, so I'm assuming you reshot it and you got it done? Okay. Dave had a little bit of an audio issue when he did it earlier. What's Ray saying here? My brother's ex-father-in-law is good friends with the owners of Youngling, and he was the GC on the retrofit at the Florida brewery that they bought. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't think we can follow your brother's ex-father-in-law's cousin's former roommate, like Spaceballs.
Hey,
Get
as
right
long
back
as she doesn't OnlyFans, I'm subbing.
There you go. Perfect. Vanessa said, my foot went through the floor of my 60-year-old shower, so a replacement was necessary. Wow. Yeah, I guess. I splurged on it and the shower.
Well, I bet you it drained nice. Sure, it drained real good.
Yeah, drain's fantastic for sure. Cold cellar steps, mine are stored at the cellar. Yes, that's where Vanessa stores all of her stouts properly. Vanessa saying, I shall watch it, Steve. Caught up on a few of the Chug Challenge views. Don't watch mine. If anybody's watching who has not watched my Chug Challenge, do not watch
it was
mine.
literally like a minute and 41 seconds. I watched it. You should check it out.
Give me some credit. 23. It was a minute 23. I can't chug.
That's what I said. A minute 23, 41.
That is not my. It's not my forte. Which she said, no, I can't even pronounce that. What does that say? Okay, there you go.
Narragansett is available. I will buy some tomorrow if they enjoy it. Chill it. Just try to chill it down. Chill it down. It's going to be a little bit more hearty. It's going to be a little bit. And here's the weirdest thing is though, when those light lagers, you can actually a regular lager. Well, you can actually taste that fucking mouthfeel, that difference, that little meat. You know what I mean? They can chew on it a little bit. So just chill it down and say, look, guys, it'll get you drunk.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, it's my OF launches tomorrow. Excellent. Good to know, Ray.
Excellent. Excellent.
And Vanessa saying it flows dead my floor. Yes. Yeah, that must have been just such a big mess. Ray saying, watch Shane. So painful. No, don't watch mine. It's terrible. I cannot chug. I watched them. Yeah, thanks. I'll have to go check that out, Vanessa. It was terrible. You'll be impressed with it's got to be better than mine. It's got to be better than mine because mine is absolutely terrible. Like this might be warm enough for me to do. I got about half of this here. That's how long it takes me to do half. This is gonna take forever. Hang on, let's see if I can do this.
Take a couple breaths before you do it. Oh, a minute 41.
Oh my god, that almost killed me. I thought I was gonna drown.
You gotta breathe first. You gotta breathe.
Nope, good.
There is a chug challenge somewhere on my channel somewhere. It was a long time ago. I did it. It was a 22-ounce chug challenge. So it was back when bombers were a thing. So it was 22-ounce chug challenge. I think I did it in 8 seconds. I think I did a double IPA in 8 seconds, but I'm not sure. My ex-wife actually was one of those ones. She was, filming and then hit the stopwatch kind of thing.
Right. Well, that's what TK did with his, and I think his time's actually wrong. But he had a nice, big 16-ounce Heineken, and he chugged it. I think he stopped the timer at 4.1 something, but he was done before 4 seconds. He was done that beer before 4 seconds was over. But
he's got a throat.
Oh yeah, TK just done. Like he's amazing to watch. I mean, if that's your thing, I'm gonna get him to give me some tips this summer when he comes up here for the get together.
You might not want those tips of what he does to open his throat. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How does he drink? Does he use hot dogs to drink out of? I mean, let's narrow this down, folks.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
Nocturnum is fantastic.
Yeah, his immediate response was, "Wow, that is a beer." Yeah, why the hell not?
Oh my! I remember when my dad was drinking. I had my dad share the Harvest Ale from J.W. Lee's 2013 Harvest Ale, aged in apple brandy Clavados cask, and it was just caramel and apple brandy. He's like, "Is this a beer? This is fucking insane."
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it's nice when you get a beer and you don't realize it's a beer. Just because the flavor is just so fantastic.
Right. And the thing is, like Delirium Nocturne and stuff like that, they're not bastardized. It's just, no, this is just a beer, and this is what beer can be.
Right.
Exactly. Finish your comments, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about.
There's just a 2 or 3 here.
Go for it.
Ray's going to film his chugging tonight. Deep breath, then suck it down.
That's what I'm saying.
If I had a dollar for every time I said that to a woman.
Deep breath, suck it down.
I know a few people in the military who just pour the mug and it runs down. I don't think they need to swallow. Yeah, I think that's the trick to it, is not swallowing, and I don't know if I can. It's something I've never really done. So obviously it's if you want to call that a skill to do that, right?
Well, it certainly
Ray,
gets you higher in corporations by sucking dick.
that worked too. I'm not going to do that. I'm good at the level I'm at my job. I'm good.
Hey, I know I'm no dick sucker. I'll lick ass like everybody else does.
There you go. So Ray's got to head out. Ray, have a great night, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Yep, we're gonna have to. I got to hook up with Ray again sometime soon. We did some research earlier this week. I like to call it research and development for the get together in July, which basically means we just hit up a couple of breweries and tasted their beer.
I was gonna say you did some drinking.
No, it was research. It was research.
Oh, the research. I thought
it was research. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that the beers were good enough for us to take people to. So we had to be the guinea pigs for that.
You should.
Vanessa says she loves the deliriums. Dave has not had the nocturnal. And Vanessa saying bye. There, Ray's still here. See, research. It was research, Ray. I know. That's what I was saying. There's nothing better than doing research for an excellent get together. Are you gonna come up, Paul? I know I asked you about that. Are you gonna come up?
I can see if I can. I gotta get my passport and stuff. This and that. Do you need a COVID shot to go up there?
No, not anymore.
Okay, good. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, because I got all mine. I got all my protein shots, but I never got a COVID shot. So.
Yeah, I don't. They used to require. They don't anymore. I don't believe anymore.
Is Niagara Brewing still open? They're in Niagara Falls.
Yes, and we're not going there.
God, they were fucking horrible, weren't they?
That's why we're not going there.
They've never made a good beer.
That's why we're not going there. And the worst part of it is because there's going to be a time when like everybody can go down and explore the falls and stuff like that. Do the touristy part of Niagara. I want to make sure people get to do that because a lot of people have not been here before. And that brewery is like right there. And people are going to go, how come we're not going there? I'm like, because I'm embarrassed for you to spend your money in that place. That's why we're not going there. Because it's terrible.
Is Oyster House still open?
Yes, we'll be going there.
Okay. Oyster House and then Brimstone?
Well, Brimstone's in Ridgeway. But
that's in Ridgeway.
Maybe Silversmith is just down the street.
Silversmith, Silversmith is just down the street from Oyster House, right? Yes,
and then just down the street, farther down is the Exchange.
Barncat? Oh, Exchange. Okay.
Exchange, which is actually right in Niagara on the Lake, which is a pretty little town I want everybody to see. So
Niagara on the Lake. Okay. The fancy place.
The fancy, yes. So all the snooty people live. I live in Niagara on the Lake. Yes, I have money. That's basically what Niagara on the Lake is, isn't it? Let's see. But let's say I checked Canada and the restrictions for med. I once had been Hembed to visit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we were talking about that on the my last stream, I think, Vanessa. We were talking about make sure you come across the. I don't imagine they would give you a hard time about medication as long as it's labeled and in its original package that it comes in that actually says what it is. I think you're fine. I don't think they can stop you from that.
Yep.
Dave saying Niagara Falls Brewing, is that terrible? Never had it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You notice I've never ever sent you down anything from Niagara Brewing, Dave. There's a reason for that because you're a friend, and I would not do that to you. If you don't believe me,
drink shitty beer,
right? And if you don't believe me, I know Alan did 1 or 2 reviews there when he was down here last year or the year before, and he was extremely underwhelmed by the beer there. They're in a hot tourist spot where they know they're going to get thousands of people come through that door every single day, and they don't have to make a good beer because half those people won't be back, and they don't care.
There is a huge problem with that in Pennsylvania, let alone the other places, where mediocrity is the king, where they basically open up a brewing company and act like it's a restaurant. So like a Bennigan's or an Applebee's or whatever you want to call it. So they brew a mediocre beer that anyone can drink with dinner that though they don't give a fuck about. They care about their atmosphere. They care about their food. They care about their everything except the beer. And I
Right.
think that is I mean, they make money, don't get me wrong, but
Sure.
that is a soulless corporation, and that
Yep.
is the antithesis of what a craft brewing company should be.
Exactly. Like, and like I said, I understand that they, like I said, they see, just hundreds of people come through that door every day, and half those people aren't going to come back. They're not local. They're, they're
Yeah,
in Niagara Falls to visit, and they probably, maybe saved up for 10, 15 years to do a trip to Niagara Falls because it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And
right.
you get disappointed by this really shitty beer that is right there on Clifton Hill, not just a short walk. It's a 5-minute walk from the falls to the brewery. And,
Right.
and it sucks. It absolutely sucks.
Mhm.
And they don't want to change because they don't have to, because like you said, Paul, they make money because
They
it's
make
a
money.
tourist area.
You don't-
They make tons of money making shitty beer that's
People
overpriced.
only
You know,
change when they realize there's a problem.
right.
You know what I mean? And until they realize there's a problem, they'll keep on doing exactly what they're doing because there is no problem.
Right. Maybe we should go there. Maybe I should get all the beer reviewers to go there. We'll all have a beer and we'll all give it a crappy rating and go, hey, yeah, here's all the channels. Why don't you check out the reviews? And have them go, oh,
Yeah.
everybody hates our
Exactly.
beer.
Yeah, right.
Everybody hates our beer.
They get pissed on their
Yes.
bar. That'd be fun. And if
Right.
when I usually go to another country, I figure if I don't end up on CNN, I did something wrong.
Please try not to go on. Yeah. Okay, I will have to. I'll have to get some big boys like maybe Chase to hold you down.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Chase is pissing on the bar next to me. Like shit's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
down.
no doubt. Yeah, Chase is really
Yeah.
easy going. Chase is such a cool dude. He's so just easy going. He's so much fun to be around. He's a lot of fun.
Watch out! The devil is go horses. He can talk people into things. Watch out.
Yep, there we go. I try not to end up on the Last Cal news feed. Yeah, don't do that. Don't end up on the unless it's for something good, like you win an award or something, Vanessa. That's cool.
That's nice.
Then
That's nice.
that's okay. Or if you happen to somebody does a special segment on you because you win one of these bad boys right here. Not that anybody's ever done that, but that's
What's
okay.
that? What is it?
That? Oh, you don't know what that is?
No.
It's the exact
Tell
same.
me.
Hang on. It's the exact same as that. Those are my two Those are my two Chuggy awards right there. Sorry, I had to throw
Chuggy
those out.
awards. You can't
Yes.
chug, but yet you won Chuggy awards.
Hey, it had nothing to do with chugging.
Oh, then they should name it something else.
Oh, it's funny thing is I named it. That's the sad part. The Chuggy awards.
What the hell is a Chuggy award?
Have you been living under a rock for the past 2 years, Paul? The
I've been
Chuggy
living
awards.
in the woods, yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So the Chuggy Awards is actually the announcement for that will be coming up in about 3 weeks. It's something I came up with last year. Basically, it's like an award ceremony that you'll nominate other beer reviewers for certain things, like best editing, funniest video, most unique video, stuff like that. So you nominate people for that, and then that goes on for about a month or so, I think, and then we'll have like a voting thing for a month. So all the videos will be in the categories, and then at the get together we do this big Chuggy Awards ceremony, and I got to it's a lot of fun. I gotta say, I gotta go on my.
Is there a nomination for most brutally honest review?
No.
Then I won't win. Sorry,
but there is one for fan favorite.
There you go. I remember Joe from the Beer Patrol. He goes, "You won't ever get anyone like a brewing company because all the guys get brewing companies sending their beers all the time, And he said, you won't get brewing companies sending you beer because you're too honest." And I'm like, wow. That just tells
like
me that they have no. Yeah, well, I'm gonna say that just tells me that they have no like I don't even know what the word is now. It's just like, wow, you don't trust your beer that much. You just send it to someone who's wholly honest. You just want to send it to people that say it's good even though it's bad. Wow, congratulations! Because I'm not gonna fuck. I'd rather get no beer than lie.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, and I don't mean to like sound depraved, defame anybody. Like to me, though, like if you are not giving your 100% honest opinion, essentially, that it's you're lying. You know what I mean? Like you're holding back that you're. I mean, I don't know. Like you're like no, you have to be like no, 100%. Like here it is. I don't care if this is Yinling or Dingaling or whatever you said, or is it or if it's New Trail or it's this. No, fuck you. I'm going to be 100% honest. Like and here's the thing is, I'm more honest and more brutal to Pennsylvania brewing companies that I know can do better.
Right.
If I know you can do better, I'm going to slam the fuck out of you when I do a beer review.
Yeah. Why not? Right.
Why not? Who gives a fuck?
There's that.
Right? Nobody cares.
So there is the link. Copy that link, Paul.
Okay.
Or go back. To it later.
I'll have to go back to it later. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Go back to it later. I'll leave it there in the stream for a minute.
Okay.
And then,
well, actually, what you do is you can copy that and just send it to me in the messenger too later. But that's fine. I can get.
Oh yeah. Why don't I just do that? Yeah, I can do that. So that's the link for last year's Chuggy Awards. So you'll kind of get a feel for.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. Like I said, and the rest of the beer tube community votes on who the winner is.
Right? Yeah, right.
So it's completely out of my hands as far as voting go. I mean, I get a vote as well.
There it is. Have fun, dude.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. You guys pick what's the best.
I haven't done it in a while. Actually, the last guy, they just got their rewards and shit. Usually what I do is when I hit 100, an extra 100 subscribers, extra 100, like 1,000, for example, I do a giveaway, and it's usually a painting because I do oil paintings. We'll get to that later.
Yes, we will. We'll get to that very shortly.
It used to be beer reviews, but then it got harder to ship beers everywhere. I don't know if you noticed that, but it did. So
yeah, for sure.
It was. I always had the video. Okay, here, guys, sign up for this, but you have to put an insult in the comments. That was how you did it. You had to insult me in the comments, and
nice.
And it's not who got the best insult. You just had to insult me to get in the drawing, and then you got a random drawing.
Nice.
The best insult I ever got was, "Your mother's a wonderful woman." And I'm like, "You motherfucker, you son of a bitch."
That's awesome.
You motherfucker. That was good. That made me.
Yeah, that is good for a laugh, right? All right, yeah. I'm gonna slide over to my fridge here, Paul, and grab another beer. While I'm doing that, why don't we talk a little bit about your paintings? For anybody who doesn't know, Paul is a pretty amazing artist by his own right. I believe you do mostly oils, if I'm not mistaken, Paul.
Oil, yep. Oil painting, yep.
Mostly oils. So I know you set a couple aside there for me. Why don't you maybe go through them and just maybe explain maybe like what it was made, like if it's an oil painting, and maybe what your inspiration was for it, and just kind of show off your art a little bit, because it's really super cool. I mean, for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Well, let me just start off by saying, hi, I'm Paul again. That's me. That's Paul. And I do oil paintings. But the thing is, I do oil paintings on my PA Brew News channel. That's where the idea came. I used to live stream them when my internet was, for some reason, there was a year there or something like that where my internet was pretty damn good. So I used to live stream these oil paintings while I painted them. And then I got a lot of feedback. It was pretty good. There's probably about 30 or 40 paintings on my PA Brew News channel of me painting. And after that, I started because sometimes it's not good to have so many things on one channel, if you know what I mean. Like, it's better to focus on certain topics. I decided to open my new channel. It's called Painting with PA Brew News, and that's me, PA Brew News. And there's so far right now, I think we have there's 20 episodes. And almost each episode has a fast forward version of the painting, and then of course the full scale painting. And I try to do my paintings into the 30-minute marker, kind of the Bob Ross style, and I talk to you while I do it in a very sexual way. You know what I mean? So that's good.
I love Bob Ross.
You're there. So let me show you a couple of my paintings right now. Inspiration wise, we'll talk about it as we go.
Sure.
So here's a little bit of a winter steam, like so right here. Let me just figure out where the fuck I'm going.
There you go. I'm going to give you the full screen so people can see.
Here's a little stump. Look, the stump's right here. A little bit of water right here. It's just basically a pine forest, a little bit of winter scene. I didn't have any inspiration. Basically, what I did was I primed this with a little bit of a black gesso here just to get some dark spots. And I just made a couple, see these? I just made a couple little fence posts. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I don't know. And then all of a sudden I started putting the paint on, and then they just kind of came off. And then, of course, then the sweeping motions here. And then I remember there was some water. I wanted some water here, so I just made little reflections. And, of course, I just want to put this gnarly stump there because I could, because it's my world, and I make my little creations. And that's what
right.
This is a 60 by 20. It took me about 25 minutes, something like that, to do ish and that. Sometimes people are like, don't tell people how long it took you, because then it's worth less. But I only charge so much for my painting, so I don't really give a shit. So, and here's another one. Here's a nice winter scene. This is one of my newer ones that I did when I got back into painting again. I haven't painted for over a year now. So again, there's a little bit of acrylic back. There's a black gesso trying to get, like, I'm just trying to form my little world. And actually, I really enjoy this part right here. Right here is my favorite part, where the snow, you can see the snow kind of sitting on these little banks and stuff, but then a little bit of that sun blends down into the snow, stuff like that. And just a beautiful little pine forest. And if you can see it here, I don't know if you can see it, but I flicked some snow on top of it, so it looks like it's snowing in the painting as well.
Nice.
So there's actually some snow going on there. Yeah, this was
like
a really fun one. Yeah, it's a nice fun thing, and it just makes me, it's one of those ones where when you're doing it, you don't care about anything else. You have a good time. This is one of my more traditional style paintings that I like to do a lot. It's something that I did a couple years where I just kind of just like focused on paintings like this. This is like a dark forest. So
that's
you have the moon, you have the moon up here, and it's kind of emulating all this light down here. And you got the little tri waterfall coming down, and that dark woods, that dark look. So, I mean, it's just full of atmosphere. It's where the ghosts live. It's where all the Bigfoots live and stuff. All those things that you can talk about by a fireplace. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that just, to me, emulates what I like, what I do, because I walk in my woods all the time, especially when I first moved here almost 20 years ago into the woods, and I bought my own house in the woods. I used to walk out here in the night and see things that I didn't even know I could see, and actually hear things. And actually, I used to see lights in the woods, which is weird. It doesn't happen so much, but like little lights that you could see that wasn't fireflies, but that's a whole nother story. I don't know what the hell was going on. My ex-wife, who was a little bit more touched on that kind of subject than I was telling me exactly what was going on. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's weird, So that's a little bit of the paintings. Actually, this is the map of Pennsylvania for our PA Outdoors couple, but my whole kitchen is a mural of a waterfall, a big vista, because you know what? I just kind of like it. And I ran out of canvases one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to paint my kitchen. Let's do it.
Not?
Yeah, why not? I actually started selling these at craft shows for the first time. My new fiance kind of pushed me into that. I sell them for $30 to $40, and people buy them, and they go, you sold this for too cheap. I went, did you buy it? Then I sold it for the right price. That's how I keep saying it. Did you pay for it? Then I'm fine with it.
It's funny. I was thinking the same thing. Like $30 or $40. That doesn't seem enough for like the painting. Like that barely covers the canvas and the paint, for God's sakes.
I know. It's one of those ones. It's like I just like doing it, and you know what? It gives, when I sell this painting, one, it does something good here. And then two, it does something good here. And then three, I have $40 in my hand. I go take my kids to the pizza that night or something. You know what I mean? So it kind of like wholeheartedly works all the way around. You know what I mean? So and I do. Oh, by the way, painting with PA Brew News is almost at 100 subscribers. We're about 88, something like that, 85. It just never caught on. It never caught on. I've been doing it for a little bit now, 2 or 3 years. It never caught on, so I never had any more subscribers. But once I hit 100, it's going to be a painting giveaway where anybody who wants a painting can just put your name in the comments. No insults, just names. And
That's right.
yeah, you can get yourself a painting. So that's the thing is, I want to have. It doesn't matter if it's PA Brew News, painting with PA Brew News, or PA is the Outdoors Couple. Fan interaction. Like, you're part of it. You're coming along with us on this adventure. We're going to paint a painting together, or we're going to drink a beer together, or we're going to go on an adventure. Come along with us, and you can also share into it. When we have our markers, you can win something. You can get something. You know, we also on the PA Outdoors Couple, we also hide like channel stickers now and again in certain places and see if people find them. So,
oh, nice. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Yeah, and some people have sent us pictures, so we post pictures that people find and stuff. It's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing this. I started doing this in like 2000. My ex-wife actually had a big kit of like paints and stuff. I'm like, "What's this?" And she's like, "Oh, this is my hobby box," that kind of thing. I'm like, "What if I try it?" She's like, "I don't give a fuck." So I just tried to paint a painting, and I'm like, what about this? You know, that's pretty good. And then I was like, oh, I'll start painting. And I just tried to start painting. Like, it was about eight years ago now, probably like 7, 8 years ago. And I just started painting, and I just kept on doing it.
Nice. That's something I've always wanted to get into. Always wanted to get into, try doing oil paintings, because there's not seriously not a single episode of Bob Ross I have not watched. Now, I don't paint. I'm not artistic at all. But it's something I've always wanted to try.
Now, here's the thing is, though, like, and that's why I do my channel, too. I haven't been doing this long. Like, I haven't been Bob Ross. I haven't painted 5,000 paintings. I went, guys, we're going to paint a painting together. And the one painting that I did was, we bought everything from Walmart. Painting should not be scary. Painting should not be expensive. We bought everything from Walmart. Let's paint a painting. And it came out the way it came out. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, if you're interested in that stuff, I think my channel might be a little helpful. But of course, if you find things not helpful, or if there's like glaring, like, hey, I can't see the fucking painting, or I can't hear your voice, I'm always open for criticism too.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. Like I said, it's something I've always wanted to try, but I know paints can be kind of expensive sometimes, and especially if you get like a decent brushes and stuff like that. And my wife would friggin' murder me if I took up yet another hobby.
The best way to start painting Bob Ross style is this. It's called the Master Kit. You get on eBay.
I've seen that. Yep.
You can find them for about $80. That is all you need. It'll come with liquid white. It'll come with all the brushes you need, and it'll come with all the paint you need. You get one of those. Get a multi-pack, not like the boards, but like an actual canvas. You can find canvas multi-packs. Start with one, start with the next one, start with that one, and try to realize a thin paint will stick to a thick paint, or a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. So try to use like acrylic, like put some black on there, put a bunch of black on there, because if you already have black on, you don't have to add black. So you don't have to worry about that layer of paint. And you just keep touching and soft touch. You need to work on your touch. You can't just get it. You need to keep painting to get the touch. And I've had brushes and knives fall out of my hand because I'm just so light when I'm doing it. They go, whoop, oh, it's on the floor now. So my whole floor right here in the kitchen is covered with paint.
Right.
Of just shit falling out of my hand.
I understand. Yeah, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Like I said, I've watched every single episode of Bob Ross, so he talks about that quite a bit. Like, just it's so gentle. You know, during certain things, you have to be very, very gentle. Like when you're doing like the snow down the mountain, it's got to be super light.
So a whisper on the mountain.
That's right, a whisper on the mountain, so that the paint breaks. See, I know that.
Yeah.
I know. Like I said, after watching him like a million times, because I used to watch him to fall asleep, because his voice is just right. And you know, I just appreciated the fact that he was like, oh yeah, you can do it. It's fine. Like he was just so he was so mellow and he wanted everybody to paint, no matter if you thought you could paint or not. He's like, just paint, just keep doing it, keep doing it.
I have a lot of people saying like, I can't even paint a straight line. I said, good, because straight trees are boring. You're good.
Exactly.
It's fine. You know what I mean? That's great. I used to watch Bob Ross when I was a kid because it happened to be on PBS when we were going to school. However,
Right.
Bob Ross used to fuck us by making us fall asleep. So we'd have our backpacks on, sitting on the thing, ready to go to the bus, and we go, and my dad would come home at like 11 and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, "We fell asleep. We're watching Bob Ross. Fuck!" You know, and they're like, "Get us in there," and then he'd have to take us to school. There was no cell phones or shit back then, you know. Like, you just came home and you saw both of your kids fucking sleeping on the couch watching Bob Ross, and like, "Wah!"
Yeah,
that was good.
He was like the original ASMR guy.
Yeah, he was a human version of NyQuil.
Yeah, and like I said, I used to watch him just because somebody suggested it to me. They're like, "Oh, why don't you watch Bob Ross?" I'm like, "I don't paint." And they're like, "No, just sit and watch it and listen to it." And I'm like, "Okay." And I started to watch it, and like the more you watch, like, "Oh, that's kind of cool what he does."
I mean, like, honestly, my easel's right here. Like, if you look right here, there it is.
There you go.
I got stuff.
It's already gessoed up.
Yep, I got things already prepped and ready to go right now. So, and sometimes you just buy a brush, and he says some people just buy the brush and just beat it. They just beat it to make themselves feel better.
Yeah,
that's fine too.
Beat the devil out of it.
Beat the devil out. That's all you do. I got so many. I mean, like these are over the years. These are my bad brushes. These are brushes I can't use anymore.
Right.
Because I painted so much. Like, you know what I mean? Let alone all the good brushes I have. So, yeah.
So the ones that you can't
do, like the acrylics.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can't use them anymore, but you still have them. But
I use those when I start when I do like acrylic backgrounds and stuff like that. I like where stuff they're so beat up, but you can still use them for something. I'm one of those ones. I don't throw shit away unless I have to.
Right. No, that makes sense now that you said you're using it for the acrylics for like doing like the gesso and stuff in the background. That makes total sense.
The old black gesso way in the background and stuff like that. Because sometimes like they show through and it just gives you that depth that like, how do you do that? I'm like, well, you know what? That's our little secret, and I don't tell you.
That's right. Yeah, it's really cool. Just like the whole, like I said, I don't paint at all, but just the whole process of, just how you layer it from, back to front and how you kind of build depth,
Yeah.
And as it gets closer, it's darker, and you kind of mute the background, and that it's just so cool.
Well, I remember, how you get I was painting when I went to go see Liberty. When I went to go see my girlfriend at the time, Liberty, Casey Kasem's daughter, by the way, which is a funny story.
Good little bit of information, everybody. There you go.
Yeah, but that's this weird story. But when I went out to Washington for the first time, I was already painting paintings for about 3 years, and mountains, and I flew over Mount Hood. I'm like, holy fuck! It actually looks like that, because I never saw a fucking mountain in real life. I'm like, oh wow,
right.
This actually has the mist and the thing and the stuff, and I'm like, holy shit! Yeah, it was a big moment for me. It was like, holy fuck! And then I remember I was going to see her. I went over to Portland, SJ Pour, by the way. SJ Pour is an amazing home brewer. If you don't know SJ Pour, just SJPORR. Check him out. He just moved to Kentucky from Pennsylvania. I visited Kentucky recently. I actually would like to live there because it does give me a Pennsylvania vibe, and it's actually pretty cheap. But homebrewingamazingness.com, and a super cool guy. But so I went to he flew out there, and they had a bunch of people. Clement's Homebrew. If you haven't watched Clement's Homebrew channel, that is a huge brew review channel. Clement's Homebrew, and that's one word. So a bunch of people were out there, and then I rented a car in Portland, and I drove up to Washington to go see Liberty. So I'm driving. I'm like, oh, look at that nice pine tree. That's really cool, man. Like this super fucking sweet looking pine tree next to a shack. I'm driving. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this pine tree is getting fucking huge. I'm driving. It was next to a Dollar General. Like, it's fucking massive. I was like, holy fuck! Like, this is the biggest pine tree I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is nuts. Like, you didn't really see that on that road that I was going up, and I'm thinking like in the tunnel vision, you see a little tiny pine tree with a shack next to it, and I keep driving up, and the pine tree just keeps growing and growing and growing. I'm like, what in the fuck am I looking at? That was a weird moment for me. Because
That's
I've
pretty
never been to the redwoods or anything like that. We have virgin white pines out here that are 300 feet tall, but you really have to travel, and you actually have to hike to get to them. I think one of the reasons why they're still here is because they're hard to access. You know what I mean? Like to be accessible. But to see a tree like that on the side of the road, I was like, holy fuck. That was a moment.
Cool.
That was a moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
And while you were saying that, like as you were getting closer, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It reminded me there's an optical illusion up here, just in a town like 2 towns over, and it's called the Incredible Shrinking Mill. You can look it up on YouTube. So you drive down this road. It's a long road it's lined with pines, and off in the distance there's this building, and the closer you drive to it, the smaller it gets.
Okay.
And as you drive, it keeps getting smaller, and it keeps getting smaller, and it keeps getting smaller until you get clear of all the trees, and it's way the hell out here, and it's this small little building, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Because a mile down the road, it was huge, and as I got closer to it, it actually shrank, which is totally backwards the way it should be.
I'll be right back, okay, bro?
Yeah, for sure. You go right ahead. All right, so Paul's taking a quick little boys' room break. So let's see, what do we got coming up? Don't forget, anybody who's still watching, they got the Chuggy Awards coming up soon. That announcement will be coming up in about 2 weeks. I've started to work on the video intro for that, so you guys can start nominating your favorite beer tuber and get them one of these sexy awards. I'm really hoping to add one more to my collection. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there for you guys. I got some cool stuff coming up. I'm creeping up on episode number 600. 600 episodes. That should be out next week. That's pretty fun. It's going to be something that I'm going to do something I've never tried before on my 600 episode. I'm kind of excited about it, but I am waiting on a video from a friend of mine to make the whole thing work. Actually, it'll work even if I don't get the video. So it's going to be coming out next week, I think, sometime. Episode 600. Can't believe it's been 600 already. My God, where does the time go? See what else is going on these days. I said me and Ray went out visited some breweries the other day. Wasn't too bad. What else I got going on? Oh, did I mention? Oh, it's my son's 18th birthday the other day. That was kind of cool. Big monster that he is. My baby boy is 6'3". He's almost an entire foot taller. Well, not a whole foot taller, but he's a good 9 inches taller than I am. See what else is new in the world. I have been thinking about, actually, you know what I can do while Paul's gone? I'm going to show you guys something pretty, I got a quick little video sitting back here, that I actually totally forgot about until just now. Like I said, I was talking about earlier about how I have too many hobbies. Paul's back. Okay, I'm going to play this clip anyway.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm going to play this clip anyway. So, I know one or two of you out there might know that 18, 20 years ago, somewhere in that area, I actually used to work as a magician. I used to do a lot of kids' parties and stuff like that. I would do the occasional big venue. I did perform in front of 1,100 people one time. That was really cool. I did my whole dove act. Like I had birds. I did the whole dove act thing. Unfortunately, when my youngest boy started to get a little bit older and getting a personality, it was more important for me to spend time with him than do my magic stuff. So here's a quick little clip, and I apologize for the video quality of this. It is pretty bad because it's 20 years old, but it's literally a 30-second trick. So we'll be back in 30 seconds. It's pretty cool. I like it. So check this out. So there you go. I know you can't tell that. You can't tell that that's me because it's just my hands, but that is 100% me.
Sleight of hands, nice.
Yeah, it was like I said. It was. I did it for a number of years. It was really fun. Actually, there was a part where it wasn't fun. If anybody knows, if anybody enjoys Magic at all, half the fun is not knowing how it's done. And once once you start to learn how stuff is done, it doesn't become fun anymore. So when I first got into really, go ahead.
I do have something like that. Like I learned how to play hide the sausage once. The problem was once I hit it, I couldn't find it again, and that's when the last time I had a kid was. And
there you go.
Yeah. So you know what? It hurts. It hurts
for sure.
No, I mean I completely agree with you. Like honestly, like this is not the same thing, and I'm sorry to compare it to it, but
no, it's all good.
I loved wrestling growing up. I really did.
I was a big wrestling fan too.
You know what I mean? Like, and then, but like once you really all the backstory and the drama and all how it happened, and like you're like, I'm really losing it, guys. Like you're losing it for me. You know what I mean? But it's nice to get wrapped. I mean, can you get wrapped back up into Magic now and again though? Like Magic, like can you like get those moments?
I still do but it's for me it's different now because like if I go to a Magic show, which I'm not opposed to, I like watching Magic, and like the magician will have a trick going and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, I know how this is done, but I'm not one of those, oh, I know how this is done, so I'm not going to watch. What I'm watching for, what I watch for now is the presentation and the execution of what he's doing, and like how smooth it is. And even sometimes even though I know how it's done, every once in a while I'm like, oh my god, how do you do that? I'm like, oh yeah, I know how he did that. But it's just the magicians do stuff so well. Yeah, it's just that moment where it's like, I forgot for just a second how that trick was done. Like some of the biggest tricks in the world, like David Copperfield making the Statue of Liberty disappear, was brilliant. Brilliant. I'm not going to divulge that, by the way. And he also did another.
Else at the other side of the Statue of Liberty never saw it disappear because it really wasn't disappeared.
That's right.
Exactly.
but at that moment when I watched that when I was, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old, I think it was on a special on NBC or something like that. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah, but then again, when I got into Magic and I learned how that was done, I was like, oh, that's it? But then after I said that's it, I'm like, my God, you're brilliant. Like, who would have thought of doing that? Like, the way he did it was brilliant. And it's just, and that's what Magic is. It's just,
but you can't divulge how they did it because that's your oath.
That's right. That's what I said, and that's why I'm not going to divulge it.
Exactly.
Like I said, there's so many.
I remember was that Chris Angel. That was a big thing when I was like, didn't watch TV even back then, but I remember Chris Angel was a big thing, like levitating and getting run over by steamroll engines or something like that, or like crazy shit.
Yeah.
How do you do it? I don't know.
He did do some really good stuff, but then he kind of went. He started doing like weird stuff, like the endurance stuff, like, oh, I'm gonna get trapped in a block of ice for a month, or just like weird stuff like. Yeah, and it was like that's when he lost his audience because nobody cared about that. They liked the close-up stuff, like the doing the wave above a person's hand and having the coin vanish. I mean, that was brilliant.
That's what Magic was, though. It was simplistic and something people could wrap their head around and like indulge in for a moment of time. We did not need to get something in. Then like Carney's would like, come on, guys, come on, play this show, play this game. But you need $100 and you need 17 hours of your time. They'd be like, fuck you, and they'd walk away.
Right.
But no, take this pea shooter, shoot this thing off the person's head. Come on, step right up. I mean, that's the whole thing. And honestly, Carney is exactly what Magic came from, is exactly what fucking wrestling came from, too. It's like that whole thing of step right up, watch this shit happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, it's pretty cool. And like I said, I can still go to a magician like anytime and just sit and watch it and just appreciate the professionalism and the way it's executed, whatever he's doing. And every once in a while, I will, because I'm not like the world's greatest magician, and I never was. But every once in a while, I'll come across something that I've never seen before, and it kind of like, oh. And then I don't go look it up. I'm not one of those guys that look shit up. But I like to sit and sometimes it takes me hours, and I'll just sit and think in my head, like, okay, did he use this? Because if he did, no, that wouldn't work because of this. Oh, so there must have been something else. And it's just kind of cool because I have some of that background knowledge on how stuff is done. It's a little bit easier for me to figure out, but I'm not. That doesn't take away that magic moment that I had. Right. right? It's just a kind of a cool little like. Again, I appreciate the professionalism and the execution of it, because if you can make it look like magic, and that's what we're trying to do as magicians, we try and make it look like magic, even though it's not. Magic is bullshit. But if you can make people believe it for just a second, and just that look on their face is worth all the time, like the countless hundreds of hours you spent into perfecting one small little trick or move or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah, I know my grandson in training right now is amazed by peekaboo.
Of course.
It's like, how cool is that? Like, and soon he'll be do the corn behind the ear thing, and it'll be like amazing, and like got your nose, amazing. Like it's like that's going to be so fun.
But it is so much fun, and that's what it's, until kids are great to do magic too, until they get to like that 7, 8, 9, 10 age, because they're a freaking nightmare. Let me tell you, for a guy who that's what I used to perform for. I used to perform for like anywhere between like 5 and 12 years old, and kids are brutal because they're not like adults, right? So like if I was doing magic for you, Paul, right, and I showed you those, and maybe I might have slipped up something just for like a quick second and recovered from it, but you'd be like, you probably wouldn't say anything. You'd be like, oh, okay, I saw he had a, right? But little kids, they're like, hey, I saw that, and they're brutal. So when you perform for kids, you have to be perfect. You can't do kiddie magic for kids. Like, it has to be perfect, because they will call you out because they have no filter. Kids have no filter.
You gotta be one of those the clown magicians where you're like this. I saw your mom sucking the postman's dick, and then you like you just keep going like, what the fuck? Like it's quick, like quick, crusty, horrible, like magic shit. Oh, yeah. That would be absolutely hilarious on a video though, of a clown, of like a clown magician doing shit like that and being rude and crude like that. I saw this. Well, I saw that.
Well, there's one magician I met. I went down to, again, this was probably 18, 19, 20 years ago. I went to a magic convention down in Tennessee, and it was specifically for magicians who do magic for kids. And so I went down there for the week, and I got to meet a lot of really great kids magicians. And there was this one magician, his name is Silly Billy, and he's out of New York. And he wrote a book.
That guy. Yeah, Silly Billy.
Yeah, he's great. And so he wrote a book and all this stuff, and I bought his book. I got him to autograph it, all the other, cool shit. But he said that the magic that he does in New York is different than what you would do in Pennsylvania, because New York's a different demographic, and he can be a little bit crude. Sure. Like he does a lot of like fart jokes and maybe stuff that might be a little bit off-putting to some. What do you got there? That looks pretty clean.
Kolbitzer.
Oh, the Kolbitzer, yes.
Yeah, Kolbitzer pills. 4.9%.
That's pretty.
From Germany.
It's pretty I'm looking at it through the camera. It looks pretty amber colored, like a darker amber color.
It definitely has a soft amber. It's not like straw yellow, but it's definitely clear as a bell. It's a little bit straw. If I hold it up here, I can see straw. But when you hold it down here closer to the darkness, though, like to my black here,
yeah, maybe that's right. Yeah.
But if you hold it up into the clarity, it gets lighter and lighter. So the lighting isn't great in here. I have a setup. Oh, by the way, let me talk about this real quick. I do have a setup in the basement. If you've watched my beer reviews long enough, you do know that I used to review in the dungeon with the flagstone and all the crazy shit. I'm cleaning my basement up at the moment. They redid the road above my house. My basement started flooding. So thank you, Township. So anyway, I'm trying to clean that all up, and maybe I can start reviewing back in the dungeon again. So that's something. This became my like chill in the house. I don't know if you ever had a chill spot in your house. This corner just kind of became, this became my chill spot. So like that's why I just started doing everything. So I'd like to kind of go back into the dungeon for my reviews. So I'll still paint up here, but I kind of like the dungeon.
Yeah, it's nice, and that's where I'm like my base. Like I have my bar. I don't know if you've ever seen it's kind of dark over there.
Yeah.
But way where is it? Way over here, I have my pinball machine and my arcade machine. Like this is like the guys zone. This is where my oldest boy doesn't live here anymore because he's 30. But this is
Wow.
basically the guys' hangout. The only time my wife ever comes down here is to do laundry because the laundry room is right behind this wall here. So this is kind of like when I come down here, she doesn't usually come down and bother me too much unless she needs something, like money or something.
They're like booze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's important to
drink,
have your.
bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good luck with that. Jesus. She'd punch my face.
No, she would say that to you.
No, no. See, my wife doesn't drink at all. That's the sad part. Like she might have a drink every 2 or 3 years, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. But it's just
like a celebratory drink, like for the year.
Yeah, she's not. Apparently, when she was younger, though, she used to be quite the drinker, and now she's just no interest in it whatsoever.
Honestly, I tell my kids all the time, and I don't mean to say this in a negative way, because drinking has made me some of the best friends I've ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
I tell them all the time, I wish I had never started drinking because of all the money it wasted and the weight I gained and this and that, or like the bad times where you drank too much or in public. And you're growing up. You're growing. You don't know all this stuff. You don't know it until you make those mistakes. You know what I mean?
That's
so
true.
I try to tell them, I said, you have to make your own mistakes for yourself. But trust me, I wish I never started drinking.
Right.
And I don't do anything else but drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything. I've never even did pot. You know what I mean? Like I just drink.
Right.
So.
And that's basically me too. Like I have a couple of beers, and I was talking about this on my live stream last week. How, like guys like you and I that do beer reviews, and we always have videos on YouTube. People think that's all we do is just drink like constantly all day, and we don't. Like I only have like 2, maybe 3 beers a week. Unless there's something special going on, but yeah, it's kind of weird that they just think that you're.
Last week I drank a case in 4 days.
Oh, good for you, buddy.
Well, my problem is I'm big, and I can handle some beer. You know what I mean? So I bought this case. I bought this 1 case of beer, and because I've been trying to be frugal, not buying craft beer all the time. So I bought this case of Kolbitzer Schwarzbier. It's so nice, big 500 milliliter cans. Well, I have 3 of those. I'm like, I'm good, man. I had a lot of beer. I'm not drunk, but I'm full as fuck. I'm going to bed. So
yep, exactly.
They ran out. I'm like, I didn't want this Pilsner. And honestly, I wish I didn't get this Pilsner. Drinking a case of Pilsner, I don't know how you people do it. It's boring as fuck. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm so bored. You know what I mean? So I bought this case of Hackershore Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Awesome beer. Great beer. 11.2 ounce bottles. I'm like, I can't. So I have to drink a 6-pack every time.
Right.
Just to get the same like feeling of drinking 3 of these Schwarzbiers. You know what I mean? I'm like, I went through 4 days. I'm like, I drank a case of beer? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it's stupid.
I know.
Like,
I know, right?
I don't think, like, for me, I think every beer should be in a 500 milliliter can or bottle. Like, that's where I think beer should be.
Right. Well, we get ours up here. Ours are all 473. Like our cans are 470. So just under 500.
That's basically a 16 ounce can then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yep. Like I said, I've talked about this in my live several times. Like I would rather have 1 or 2 good quality craft beers than drink 5 of these.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I do, like I said, I do pick up a macro every once in a while. Like there's a Rickard's Red, that's a macro. I will drink that every once in a while.
One of these, I can have 1 of these. I'll be good for the night. Just 1. Like a terrible from Unibrew. I'll drink 1 terrible. Like I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's all you need, right?
Like it's so hearty, it's so rich, it's so tasty. Like whoa, and the ABV's there too. It's like, no, I'm fine. I'm gonna go to bed now. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yes, have I drank 6 fucking 750s of CBS on a live stream? Yes. Have I passed out half the way? Yes. Have I woke back up and kept drinking? Yes. Did I make mistakes? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
we all have. Yeah. We've all done silly stuff, right? Mind you, I do
Yeah.
less of them now that
I
I'm
never
getting,
drank.
the
I
older
never
I
drank
get.
beer until I was in my 30s before I ever drank beer. I didn't like beer growing up. I had some when I first started, and I went to whiskey. But I gave that up when after I got married. I went cold turkey for like 6 years. No beer, no nothing,
Oh, wow.
anything. Yeah, and then I was
Wow.
like, you know what? I built a house. I got families. I work hard. Let's have a beer. You know what I mean? So I was like, Germans make good beer, right? So I went to Germany, and I was like, okay, we'll get some Warsteiner. I'm like, well, that's good. You know what I mean? Dunkel, dark beer. You know what I mean? So I had dark beer, and then I worked it
Right.
up from there. And then English beer, got into English beer, nice. And then I was at a beer fest. I went to a foreign beer fest, right? I'm like, fuck yeah.
Okay.
So I'm drinking this beer, and there was this little stage that opened up, and it said Old Heathen. I'm like, fuck yeah. And it said Imperial Stout. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I went over there. I started drinking. I'm like, this is amazing. What country is this from? He goes, this is from Pennsylvania. I'm like, what? And I was like, American beer tastes like this? Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh yeah,
Right.
we have this and that. And then I found out about craft beer, and I was like, oh shit. And that's when everything went to
Down the
hell
rabbit
for
hole
me.
we
Like,
go.
oh,
Down the
oh,
rabbit
yeah.
hole. Here we go.
Down the rabbit hole. And that's how PA Brew News started, and that's how everything going. The first beer I ever reviewed was from Trogs. It's called Java Head. It was the first beer that I ever drank that I think I could talk about. I'm like, let's do this. So I reviewed it, and the next thing you know, 12 years later, here I am.
Nice. That's awesome, dude.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it was. I had no idea. I kind of
Yeah.
fell right into it.
It's nice that you can just fall into it like that, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh, for sure. It's always fun. It's always good. And like you said, the people that you get to meet, from doing this, like I've met a whole lot of good people. Had some great new friends over the past couple of years since I've been doing this, and it's so much fun. And that's I like the whole. Yeah, I love the whole community. It's so much fun.
I mean, I can't believe I went over to Manchester, England. I bought a suite hotel so it could fit a bunch of people. People came from every corner of the UK, even Scotland, to come and hang out with me for a week.
I know.
I mean, that's
awesome, right?
amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
like you can't. Money can't buy that shit.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason we do the beer reviewers get together every year, just for stuff like that.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Well, all right. Well, I'm sitting here noticing the time, Paul. We're going to cut this early today, like you said.
Okay. I mean, I got a little bit to go, so
that's okay. Don't go anywhere. Stay on, because I'm going to talk to you after we're done the stream. So stay on.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I just want to thank Paul from PA Brew News. Please go check out his channel if you have not. There's multiple channels: PA Brew News, PA Outdoors, and Painting with PA Brew News, which I'm going to subscribe to right after we're done the live stream because I'm totally interested in seeing that. So, Paul, thank you so much. It's great talking to you, my brother. The PA Outdoors couple, right? Don't forget that.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So, thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to leave you guys with another quick little magic video that's an old one of mine. Again, I apologize for the clarity. So, this is a trick that actually David Copperfield did on stage on one of his specials, and I really liked it. So, yeah, check this out, guys, and we will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.